I had been kind of losing the plot, and this was something that I could see in the fact that I was still friends with her and that I was reconsidering whether or not I should go clubbing with them at all. But today, and for a while now, there's this sense within me that I'm doing the right thing by choosing to not spend time with them. Because when I spend less time with them, certain things just come into focus, like the idea that my degree is important, the fact that my degree is important. And I've been going on runs and meditating. That's been a time for great reflection. And the other day, after doing all of these things, I really just dealt with silence in a while, and I hadn't done that in a really long time. And I meditated and I walked and I started lifting weights too. And before church, I made myself clean, and then when I went to church, I was in my nice dress, and I absorbed what was happening so much better too. One thing that I really liked at church was this idea that you come to Christ before you're ready. So this was something I felt was particularly applicable to my degree. Sometimes I don't start an assignment until the perfect conditions exist, right? And this idea that you don't come to Christ until you're completely free of sin was challenged in this sermon. And as I was in church, we were told that Christ saves you and that he saves you in whatever state that you are. You don't have to become someone who is, resistant to shame in order to do that. No. You just are accepted and loved by Christ. And it was likened to the sort of love you would receive from a father. And the idea that Christ is my father was such a lovely thing to behold. And as we were singing, there was this song, and in the song there was this line about how my grace has been purchased for already by the blood of Christ. And that was very beautiful, because suddenly Christ and everything that was happening didn't seem like it was limited to just the people of Durham. It felt like this is part of a larger belief system that I have every right to participate in, and that right isn't taken away from me because I'm brown. And that was just really lovely. And then I didn't feel like such a fraud wearing this cross anymore, and the idea of grace just felt really, really nice. I think I'm definitely going to go to church again, and I had a nice time socializing with people after church as well. But that whole idea of grace was just so I really liked it, and I especially liked this idea of unconditional love and being forgiven even if you don't feel like you've resisted temptation. And one thing I really liked was the requirements for high priesthood, which were like you must be gentle with the weakness of others, and that you are able to give grace to others and be gentle because you yourself have weakness. There was such an idea of humility in that I really liked, and often there are aspects of Christianity that have bothered me in the past because it seems like kind of haughty and full of pride to constantly have to like basically suck up to this one guy, and this constant just idea of being a sinner. But today's sermon framed it in a way that felt very liberating and emphasized humility in a way that I really liked. So maybe I'll also start going to Bible study, but for now, just church on Sundays, I think could really add something to my life. Even though in the beginning I was getting a bit tired and I was a bit bored, but then I think as I started making notes and things, that'll really help.